All right, all right. Welcome back to Bible for Talk with me, Dwayne Brown. Bible for Talk is a place where we talk about the Bible, read books about Bible, excuse me, discuss verses and other things that relates to the Bible. Bible for Talk is our job, is where we try, where we do. Um, Bring a better and clearer understanding of the text, the understanding of the Bible, which is basically one great parable. As Christ had told his disciples, for you it has been given, for them as they have to seek and search. And so it was not given to us, it was given to his disciples. But all it was given to them, they did not give us and reveal unto us the true scriptures and stuff. They still had to put in a parable basically for us to seek, search, and find. You know, I mean, when the door, when the Father knocked, open the door. So it is still a lot that's going on that we must do now. We here at Bible Talk try to give a better understanding. It may go against the grain of the narrative that's going in the world, where there's sort of money of them doing the prosperity gospel and other things, but I'm not a fan of it. I'm not going to start it because it's the good news. I'm not going to speak just because what people want to hear, because like Christ said, it's not me, but of him who sent me. You know, Christ, everything Christ said and he do, it was never for him. It was always for the glorification of the one that sent him. So my job, what I'm doing here, is to help you get a better understanding of the text, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. What I know, I'll give it. What I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. And if it's my personal opinion, I'll let you know it's my personal opinion. But without further ado, let's continue Bible Talk. Right now we are reading God's Salvation Plan by Brother Herbert J. Brunswick. And this is in the beginning. Basically do the breakdown of what stuff happened in the garden and what the Father did to bring us back so we can have a chance at the tree of life. All right, without further ado, let's continue with the last sentence. And it goes, mediator of the new covenant, and to the blood of sprinkling, that speaketh better things than that of Abel. Speaketh better things. Okay. The purpose of the tree of knowledge. I always wonder why Yahweh placed the tree of knowledge of good and evil in the garden and command man not to eat from it. I never could understand the traditional teaching that Yahweh placed the tree of knowledge of good and evil in the garden because Yahweh loved man so much that he wanted to give man a choice between him and Satan. There was never a choice between him and Satan. Satan was never a part of that. They didn't even know he exists, so there was no choice. So I don't know where that comes from. You know what I mean? Satan always want to destroy the Father. Well, maybe because that person believed that there was people outside of the garden. Man, Adam was just the representation of all men that was outside of the garden. That's my understanding of it. So please don't use that and think it is a scripture, but that's just me. It's an understanding of what's going on. So, if the answer to why Yahweh placed the tree of knowledge in the garden was because Yahweh loved man so much that he wanted to give man the ability to choose, he already did. So I don't understand that part. Then, my next question is, why was death linked to that choice? That is almost like a man telling his wife, I love you so much, therefore I want you to have a choice between me and another man, so you can prove your love for me. But if you choose another man, then I'm going to kill you. I see where he was going for a joke. The minute he said that, I already see where he was going. Wow, that's even dark real quick. Real quick. Alright, let's continue. Mm. Then I'm going to kill you. Mm. This is that what Yahweh was doing here? Do you really believe that was the purpose of Yahweh placing the tree of knowledge in the garden and commanding man not to eat from it? That's a good question, though. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I ever thought of that question or anything in that concept. But it is a choice that He gave us for us to Adam. I gave it to Adam for which path he want to take. I guess it was probably if you look like at the beginning of a maze, you know what I mean, or a beginning of something that got two doors and you outside, and each door have a plan. Each door have a leads to different path, and then before that door is a big open area, and you place in that area. Each, I believe, the tree of knowledge of good and evil was one path, and the tree of life was another path, and each path lead to a different thing, a different way, a different life, a different plan that the Father had for man, you know. And I guess, like he said, like the Bible said, let us replenish the world. We tell man to replenish the world. So obviously the world probably was before, and maybe those people took the tree of life and they want to see where the other one goes if they took the tree of knowledge. I don't know, but I personally believe that was a test, like I said before, and he wanted to see what's going on. Like he said, his understanding, our understanding as far as the earth, the moon is from the earth or something like that. I'm not quite 1% familiar for the exact words. So certain things I try not to try to understand it, because I don't understand. I would not be able to understand why he do what he do, because I don't have the capability to see the entire picture of the plan, what he have. So since I don't see the entire picture of the plan of what he have, certain things I try not to understand, because for you to understand it, you have to see the entire picture. And that's the same thing he get with Job, when Job was stinging him, and he asked him, were you there when I laid the foundation? Were you there? So we don't see the entire picture. We don't know the entire details. So with certain things, I try not to debate or try to understand it. I let it alone. I let it be. If the Father want me to know, He will give it to me. But I'm not going to go and try to understand certain things, because when you go down that path, then it's going to raise up many other questions. You know, certain things you just have to have the big picture to have a good comprehension of it. Okay. The garden and command man not to eat from it. Couldn't Yahweh have given man a choice without man having to die because of that choice? Did man not have the ability to choose from among the other tree in the garden? So, why was death such a significant factor in this particular choice? Did death serve some purpose other than to punish Adam for his choice? Or was death itself the purpose for which Yahweh placed the tree of knowledge in the garden and commanded man not to eat from it? Why did Yahweh, who loved man so much, place a tree in the garden and command man not to eat from it, or he would die? There's no doubt that Yahweh loved Adam. When Yahweh made man to only know life, joy, and prosperity, and Yahweh called it good. So, there had to be another reason, a very good reason for Yahweh to place a tree in the garden and command man not to eat from it, other than to give man a choice. Yes, I'm well aware of what Deuteronomy 30:15-20 says after Yahweh placed before the children of Israel. Says after Yahweh placed before the children of Israel blessing and curse, life and death for obeying or disobeying Yahweh commandments and stature, starting from Deuteronomy chapter 27. And I think that it is a good parallelism with placing the tree of knowledge and the tree of life before man. The difference is, when Yahweh made the statement in Deuteronomy, man was given the choice of life and was already destined to die. Whereas in Adam's case, he was given the choice of death because he already had life. The children of Israel had already inherited death because of what Adam did. So, Deuteronomy does not address the issue why Deuteronomy wouldn't address this. To me, this is two different cases, apple and oranges. But the thing is with Deuteronomy is, it's funny that the Father let us know the bad up front. He tell him to eat of the tree of life, and he never tell him what would happen if he would eat from the tree of life. But he told him what would happen if he eat of the tree of knowledge. But of life, he didn't say none. At Deuteronomy, but he did tell him what would happen if they obey him, and what would happen if they disobey him. He did give both in that case. But he put that out there, the disobedient part, both times, and yet still they choose to disobey. Why? Does man despise life that much? It's a good question. More question keeps popping up. Where did I stop off? Okay. Deuteronomy does not address the issue. Why Yahweh made death a choice by placing the tree of knowledge in the garden and commanding man not to eat from it. Yes, by doing so, Yahweh did place before Adam life or death. My question still remains. What was the purpose of Yahweh doing so? Was choice the purpose, or was it a means to an end? I suggest to you that it was a means to an end and not the end of itself. We know that choice is what Yahweh gave to them. But do we really know why Yahweh gave them that choice and why death accompanied that choice? Let's see something. Alright, I'm going to read a little bit more and stop. Now, here comes something you probably have not heard before. The purpose of the choice was not for man to show Yahweh that he loved him, but because he ordered for man to because he ordered for man to reproduce, man had to die. You might ask, did Yahweh create evil? Yes, he did. He said it. The answer to that question is yes. Isaiah 45:7 says so. It reads, I form the light and create darkness. I made peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Therefore, man should not have experienced death, sorrow, and evil unless sin entered into the picture. And how was sin entered into the picture? It was entered when Adam and his wife disobeyed Yahweh's law. Where there is no law, there is no transgression. Romans 4:15. People, once again, all the chapter verses by the name of the books I give, please do read. Read a little bit above, a little bit below, keep it in context, get a better understanding of the text. Strongly, like I just said, behoove you to read it on your own. Right? Where is it? Where was I? Where there is no law, there is no transgression. Romans 4:15. The law that was given was, you should not eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. God and Yahweh asked Adam in Genesis 3:11, hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat? Why you ask a question where you already know? Father already know the answers. I guess he want to see what man will do. I don't know. With certain things, I try not to try to understand it, because it's not our place to try to understand certain things. Because if we try to understand certain things, we're just going to open up a lot more questions. And I already have enough questions that I don't have answers to, so I don't want to open up more. So the best thing I do is certain questions, I just let it be. If you have the answer, yeah, tell me. Because like I said, to me, for us to understand why the Father do certain things, we have to have the big picture of what his desire is, what is it he trying for us to accomplish. And if we don't have that big picture, other than giving us everlasting life and the paradise, as they say, maybe that's a process you have to go through to get that. I don't know. But we have to have the big picture before we could say or try to understand certain questions or certain phrase in the text. All right, I'm going to leave right there. Thank you once again for joining me, Dwayne Brown, at Battle for Talk. Please like, share, subscribe. Let's get active. Get out of there.